So I'm going to go up here, and now we really are on the Mercenary class. So the Mercenary class has access to a shit ton of weapons, unlike the first 3 light classes. And I'll show you some of those here. The Hyper Blaster is just a fast blaster, not really anything special there. You've seen all those weapons. So now we're going to go into some of the new stuff it has, like the rocket launcher. It actually has a rocket launcher. And if you go to the deployables, it doesn't give you much on deployables, but that's because the Mercenary class is basically what it is. It's a fucking mercenary. So the rocket launcher shoots a damn rocket, just like the rocket turrets. And it does considerable damage to pretty much anything. And I believe you can actually get it to lock onto enemies if you get somebody close range that's moving around and they're not moving. You can actually nail them with that. And the Mercenary B is, again, the speed boost. So you jump and press B, and you can stack those, so you can go damn fast. So if you want to get from one end of the map to other, that's the way to do it. Of course, make sure you don't run into a wall or you take damage like that. The G for the Mercenary is just a grenade. Basically, the Mercenary is like the base armor. It's just like playing base mode, pretty much, except for the speed boosters. And then the mine is a standard mine. Nothing really to write home about there either. So it's basically your standard class, which is why you spawn with it. And so now we're going to be getting into some of the heavier. We're going to be getting into some of more of the... If this was Team Fortress 2, this next class I'm going to show you is going to literally be the Engineer, because that's what the fuck it is. And I'm going to show you Goliath in just a minute, but I just wanted to show you the versatility of what the Engineer can do. So first off, we have the Engineer Repair Gun, which, well, first I got to get rid of some of these weapons. We have the Engineer Repair Gun, which actually is a weapon in itself, so you can have a repair pack and a repair gun, but I don't really know why you'd want that. And then you can have a grav gun, which is also very, very, very useful. And a rail gun, which is essentially a hyped up sniper rifle, pretty much. And it can also use the rocket launcher. Now, it can also use the command laptop, which, remember how you can go on the command screen and control turrets? Well, this allows you to do it remotely. And then you've got the containment pack, which I'll actually show you what that does in just a little bit. But first I want to show you what the Engineer Repair Gun can do, because this shit is badass. This is awesome. Now, see, here's something to do. The weapon options, if you pick the grav gun, you can use a tractor effect, which, let's say I use it on this mine. Well, it drags you towards it. So I'm sure you can already start to think how you can use this to get across the map fast. So yeah. And then if you go to weapon options and you pick grav gun and you pick repulse, well, same thing. You want a guy who's got a big badass weapon coming towards you to get the fuck away? Well, it works both ways. It pushes you away and it pushes him away. This also works on other players. So if you're on maps like this, a grav gun can be a real dick weapon. Because some guy's coming in on your base, hey buddy, suck a dick, fucking repulse, blow him off the map. And you can't get back up. And you will die if you fall off. You'll fall about like 1,000,000 miles and then you'll finally die. So the grav gun is absolutely awesome. The next thing is the Engineer gun here, and I'll show you what that does. I'm actually going to, am I on track? Okay. I'm going to blow myself across the map here real quick. Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it. Oh, I made it. God damn. Thank you, ma'am. All right, now how's the jetpack doing for this guy? Okay. So I'm going to show you here what the Engineer gun can do. It has 3 things. One is to repair, which is pretty obvious what the hell that does, but it repairs pretty faster than the actual repair gun. But if you go to weapon options and then you hit Engineer Gun and you do Disassembler, it can actually disassemble turrets. Ones that are not built into the thing, but it can actually disassemble turrets so you don't have to blow them up and lose points. But here's the real cool one. This is the game breaker one. This is fucking awesome. If you go to Engineer Gun, you can pick Hack, which if you point it at, well, I guess you can't do the ones that are already on the base. That is odd. You should be able to hack those. Let's try this. Can you hack these? There we go. So now I'm hacking this station here. Now here's the thing. You have to wait a little bit for this. Now that it's hacked, this is our station. Yeah. This is our inventory station. So, inventory station. So this is our inventory station. So literally now if the enemy tries to go over and use this, they can't fucking use it. They can't use them in their own base. The only way to use it is to either get an engineer to counter hack it, or I believe to blow it up. One of those two. I think that fixes it if you blow it up. So yeah, so you can literally do that. So you could do this to turrets on people's bases. So like if you get some dude in there like placed on a sensor jammer and they have all this defense around their flag room, you can hack all of their flag defense and totally fuck them. So yeah, so the engineer gun is absolutely awesome. And now I've got the flag. I'm going to ask this guy, hey tank, I'm recording a video for YouTube explaining the basics of shifter. Can you let me record this and I'll be done in about 10 minutes? Well, either way, I'm going to progress with the video. But anyways, so that's the engineer. And so now that we're going to go to the engineer again, though, and here's the other benefit to the engineer. The engineer can deploy pretty much everything in the fucking game. And the turrets, there's a lot. I'm not going to spend the time placing down every single one because we'd be here all day. But the ion turret shoots out ions. Laser turret, probably the most useful one. It's an instantaneous laser, as if you were getting sniped by a laser rifle anywhere in the room that it can see you. Really useful, and it's really small and discreet. And you can place it wherever you want. So let's say I want to place it up here on the ceiling. As soon as somebody walks into a room, right up there, bam, laser turret. Blends in perfectly, not even going to fucking know it was there. Walk in the room, you get killed. GG. Unless you're a big, heavy class. So, you walk in here, and they've got a deployable elf turret, which can sap energy, pretty much. It'll sap just like an elf turret. An imp turret drops imp grenades, which like basically do a shockwave in the room that takes out all electronic stuff temporarily. Deployable indoor turret, deployable emulsifier. I'm not really sure what that does actually. A plasma turret like the ones you see on your base. So yeah, you can deploy those big motherfuckers. Let me get it here. Yeah, so you deploy those big son of bitches. Same for rockets. You can deploy the big rocket turrets. And there's also a anti-aircraft turret which will specifically target aircrafts and blow their ass. Then you can go to walls and floors. And let's say like you don't want the enemy going into your base at some point, right? Well, you deploy a force field. There you go. And if you don't deploy them right, they look like that, but that's not really a problem. So then you go in here and you go to, let's say, a blast wall. Now, a blast wall, when you deploy one of those and the enemy tries to break through it by shooting it, it will explode. And if they're anywhere near it, it causes a lot of damage. It also causes damage to your turrets, so you got to remember that. Now, a deployable platform is used in advanced tactics, where basically you can get, let's say, a laser turret, for example. Now let's place this laser turret right here. Okay, so now if I get a deployable platform, and I place that deployable platform, by the way, you can just back away from stations. You don't have to actually like press escape. If you place that now see that platform's there, the laser turret will still shoot through that platform and hit the enemy. So now they have to destroy the platform as well as the turret. Now, I probably did that wrong, but that is basically what people do, is place the turrets inside the platforms. Then you've got a blast floor. Same thing as the blast wall, but it's a floor. Then you've got the large shock force field, which is the same as the force field, but now, if they try and press up against it as like a chameleon type or anything else like that. By the way, chameleon types can actually go through enemy force fields and such. They're actually, they can go through, I believe, if I'm right on that. Now, if you place a shock force field, it will shock anybody that touches it that's not on your team. So that's a huge advantage if they're trying to get through it by using like sensor jammers or, you know, chameleon cloak, all that other shit. And then you've got the shock floor. This is really good for flags. If you put those where the flag's at, then they have to touch the ground to get the flag usually. So then they get all of their they get all the energy drained and you'd be fucked. So there's all that, and then you've got the typical deployments. You've got a hologram, which is kind of useless. I mean, it's a hologram. It's like, you know, this isn't really going to fool many people. It's a hologram, and if you shoot it, it blows up, and then it blows up the people around it. I believe it blows up. I was pretty sure. Yeah, you know, whatever. Not really much to write home about there. A launch pad. Now, this is really useful on some levels. If you want to get a lot of momentum up, you can actually boost into it with a mercenary class, and then you can get your ass launched into pretty much outer space. So if you touch a launch pad, it rockets your fucking ass up. So again, that's really good. Good to put on flags too. Keep the enemy from getting away easily. Mechanical tree, not really sure what that ever did. I think it kind of blocks passageways. It's kind of a bitch to get around. Healing plant, obvious. Teleport pad. This is the big one right here. You place a teleport pad down, you go to the enemy base, does not matter how far away, and you place a teleport pad, and it teleports you there. Done. Just like Team Fortress, except you don't have to sit there leveling it up. Now, they can be destroyed very easily, so keep that in mind. And emplacement is just what it sounds like. If you want to place one of these. Oh, I can only deploy it on terrain. Ooh, I might not be able to show you this one then on this map. but it essentially deploys a portable inventory station, and I think sometimes ammo, depending on the mod, not sure. But it's a full-fledged one, so you can change armor and all that stuff.